Hi everyone, today we will take a look to batteries. I will try to explain some basics of batteries you need to be aware, and then also how to charge batteries in proper way and extend the battery life and keep you safe when you store batteries at home. So let's get into that. The most frequent RC battery is LiPo battery, which is strong enough to supply engine power. Here I have also an EMH battery for my controller, which will need to be charged by different bay, but let's be focused now on LiPo batteries. As you can see, LiPo batteries can have several cells. The number of cells you can identify by these layers, but also it is labeled on the battery with the letter S. So in this case, we have here 3 cells. Another important attribute of LiPo battery is capacity. Capacity of battery you can find here, and usually it is the most visible number on the battery. Next one is voltage, which represents total voltage of the battery. LiPo cell has stable voltage in value 3.7 volts. If you have 3 cells battery, this amount is multiplied 3 times and you will get the number 11.1 volts, what we can see here. There is a relationship between capacity and voltage, which can provide us with information what is the actual available capacity of battery, which remains and can be used to supply the plane. The relationship is not linear, as you can see on the chart. You need to be aware of these values, which are represented by voltage. I am following the golden rule to do not discharge battery under 3.6 volts, as in that point the battery has only 2.8% of the battery capacity, so that's really time to stop use the battery and charge it. Next attribute is the discharge rate. This is the maximum limit of the battery on which you can run your device for a short time, let's say maximum 10 seconds. Discharge rate here is 25 C. Let me explain what is the C unit. 1 C is the current you need to discharge the full capacity of battery in 1 hour. So let's take a look how to calculate what is the maximum current which can be used from the battery. Here is the formula. Capacity in ampere hours times C unit, and you will get the max current. So, if we have battery with capacity 2200 milliampere hours, which is equal to 2.2 ampere hours, and discharge rate 25 C, that means that we can run on this battery maximum 55 amperes for 10 seconds. Here is really important to have some buffer and do not be on the battery limit. Regular RC training plane has engine with ESC which requires 20 amperes, so the battery is more than fine for the training plane, and you should stay safe also if you use maximum power of the plane for longer time. If you would use engine with ESC which requires 50 amperes, you should not use the full power of the plane for longer time, which can limit you, and also you can expect that the battery can be damaged quite soon. So we cannot consider this battery as a good for this purpose. Also, manufacturers are providing information which are really on the limits without long life stability, so I highly recommend to have at least 30% buffer. And also, battery includes 2 types of wires. The main one, which is used for connection to the device, for example RC plane, charger and so on. And this is the main current highway. And the second one, which is a service connector. This one is used to identify the voltage and controls the battery current in each cell during charging. When you want to identify the voltage, you can use this kind of tester. Tester needs to be connected in proper way. So let's take a service connector and insert the tester. Now we can see the total voltage of whole battery and now each cell separately. So, and based on the knowledge of the relationship between capacity and voltage, we can estimate how many of ampere hours still remains. We got to the balance charging. So now let's look how to set up charger and then we can recharge battery. So as a first step, we need to set up the type of battery, so LiPo battery, and we can confirm that by enter. Then we have here several functions how to charge or discharge batteries. So let's select balance charging. Each cell can be charged in different speed, so balancing keep voltage of battery cells on the same level. This prevents of any accidents and keep battery with full potential and battery life. I highly recommend to use balancing for each charging of more cells batteries. And again, we can confirm that by enter. And now one very important message. Charge your batteries with 1C. That means that your battery will be fully charged in 1 hour. This is slower but safer way, which is also recommended by most of the manufacturers. On the batteries you can find the discharge rate, but be careful. This is not the same as charging rate. Charging is every time slower than discharging. So keep safe, extend your battery life and use just 1C current. So as we already know the formula, we are going to use 2.2 amperes for balance charging. Now let's set up the number of cells and we can connect battery. Every time I'm connecting at first service connector and then the main wire. But I'm not sure if the order is important. So battery is connected and we can go one step forward. Here we can just check if our settings meet with the connected battery and we can start charging. Here we can check detailed actual information about battery capacity and so on. And you just need to wait until batteries are fully charged. If you will need to stop charging in the middle of the process, stop it by pushing the stop button. Never do not disconnect wires during charging. You will prevent of any accidents and you will not damage your batteries. And now we can disconnect battery from charger. If the battery is not discharged under 3.6 volts, you can store the battery at any level for a short time, let's say maximum 3 weeks. But if you will not use the battery for longer time, let's say whole winter, you should keep the battery in safe condition, do not risk any blow-ups or explosion at home, or just keep your battery with longer life. So to secure that, each battery charger also has a function storage, which will charge or discharge batteries to optimal voltage 3.8 volts. So again, the procedure is the same as with balance charging. You need to select type of battery, function storage, set up charging rate, so in our case 2.2, and you can start the process. As I described sooner, battery should not be discharged under 3.6 volts, but if it will happen to you, charge the battery immediately to at least storage voltage, which is recommended to be 3.8 volts. Also, the important part of battery storage is the safety bag for LiPo batteries. When LiPo battery is not okay, there is a big chance of blow-up or explosion. It is recommended to use safety bags, which prevents the fire around batteries. I am not sure if it will save you, but for sure it is better to use it to minimize damages. Okay, so let me to summarize the most important points from this video with top rules for charging LiPo batteries. So, use balance charging, set the charger for relevant type of battery and number of cells, every time charge battery with 1C, do not discharge battery cells under 3.6 volts, store batteries which are not used for more than 3 weeks on voltage 3.8 volts, use safety bags for batteries. I hope these advices help you to learn about the batteries and charging. I am preparing also other tutorials and reviews on brcpilot.com, so you can find even more there. If you missed something in this video, please leave me a comment here, and also if you like this content, please subscribe this channel on the button below, and I'm looking forward to see you next time.